Ask me one more time.
你们屁滚尿流。
The Last of Us 2, huh?
你们是什么妖怪？
I feel like usually y'all are watching my videos like, but not today. Today you're like,
Fuck you, asshole.
I have successfully avoided spoilers except for... But I did notice that one side's going... And the other side's going... And then you got the people who made the game going, what is a critic but the terrorist?
I have a dream.
Druckmann! All of you need to fucking chill, like me, I'm super chill. How about we get all art in one place and we...
Burn it.
Listen, I ain't treating this any differently from any other game. Main character, mene frego. Meaning there's stuff I like, stuff I don't like, you can listen or not.
Make up anything you want, I don't give a shit.
But I'm warning you, I'm going in deep. It's gonna be I will talk about the flaw. But it will also get the plot. So let's get into it. As a foundation, please know that for me, The Last of Us 1 was a 7 out of 10. Story was okay, but I honestly don't care. Game was rather boring and generic. Zombie action was a twist. Didn't need a sequel that wasn't epic, but now we're here.
Shut up, Ranton.
I have never, ever, in this life time seen such a beautiful game. Not beautiful like let's fuck, but beautiful like in Ellie's ass. It is gorgeous on such a high level of consistency over such a huge period of time. There is love and at every corner of this world. The horses are marked with a J. Bruh, imagine marking something with a capital J. They gave life to a world that has become somewhat void of it. Except this kid has no fucking life. And don't think, oh, so it has good graphics, so what? Yaya, esse, schaisa. No. Hey! This is unprecedented. Truly. Calzone. I absolutely adore the overgrown shittish game. It had, if I had to choose between two type of scenarios, yeah? Fantasy God of War style or post-apocalyptic shit. This is definitely a little bit more up my alley. Something about the setting is so eerie and intriguing to me. It's giving me major I Am Legend vibes. No! Yes. Bruh. There were so many moments when I just had to stop for a minute to take a picture with my phone. Wait. Although in terms of visual variety, it doesn't offer the most groundbreaking palette, it still offers you so many vibes. It also becomes a horror game at times, and it's scary as an alphic.
Awesome, guys.
The genre mix-ups deliver an amazing The gameplay is what kept me hooked from start to finish. Smacking someone with a paintball bat is so satisfying. Schmack the autism. It's simple, yet effective and fun because the animations are insane. I start the combat animation. Pretty quick, I tell you. The fluidity and how impactful your attacks are can be summed up by this stop. You go, queen. Just kidding.
I don't believe in queens.
Overall, I do need to say though that it lacked some innovation. It didn't surprise me with any mechanics. It just took what we know and polished it to near maximum Zanskau, almost setting a new standard for the industry in terms of... The only thing that consistently didn't quite work for me was the cover system. Go to cover, go to cover, go to cover, bitch! Gore, for instance, is something that I really enjoy if done right. Yeah. And the violence in this game is... Not over the top, but not shying away from it either. Shooting a guy's leg off and then see him cry before he dies is what I live for. Now what am I Chinese gelbe Augen got nailed even harder than the action is the stealth part. Stealth action? Perfection. Take a look at the headlock here. Why? Essentially one reason. Being able to crawl. Not kidding. This added so much depth to each location. Relocating gives you so many more possibilities, and it reminded me of Metal Gear Solid 5. Kojima, you fucking chink, had to be said. This is also necessary because in combination with the incredibly intelligent AI, hiding is very important. I'm also happy that there's no marking enemies anymore. Splinter Cell Conviction made it mainstream, the mark and execute. No more! Makes everything way too easy. The listening skills are helpful, but they're by far no easy win. And I love how brilliantly they have implemented sound cues.
Sounds came from over here.
To give information to the player in subtle ways. For instance, you know that when you hear the sound, You're about to see a... You can even replay encounters. I love this shit. Naughty Dog, you really thought of everything. Respect! The crafting and skill systems are fine. Nothing out of the ordinary, but the weapon upgrades are quite something. How Ellie is fondling the weapons with all these metallic sound effects. Clean. What's not so clean? Now let's move slowly into more negative territory. The gameplay loop of constant looting through abandoned apartments does get a bit stale and repetitive. Although does give you little notes that tell little stories. I'm not that interested in Neil Druckmann's personal diet of penis. It got a bit boring sometimes. Huh? Excusez, mais vérité. Now let's talk story. Oh my god. Ranton, I will sell your mother on Taubau. Are you saying Ellie is a lesbian?
What a mess!
Those of you who have been watching me for a while know I'm a gameplay focused gamer. Story? More like sorry. The game could have been about extracting the cure out of Ellie's premature Muttermund. I don't care! That being said, even for someone like me, the narrative did have issues. First and foremost, the pacing was nothing short of disastrous for me. It's like watching Once Upon a Time in America on times 0.25. Talk about a fucking drag. And not the kind where I get awkward boner, but the kind where I'm like, boy Teufel, wake me up when there's something important to see. Two things can be true at the same time. The flashbacks are beautiful and chill, and they also go on for way too long for how little insights they offer the player. Use them carefully. To me, they mostly served to take an enormous amount of momentum out of the story. Slowed it down to a fucking halt several times. No good. As the main story fades into the background, suddenly another side plot attacks you out of nowhere.
What's up, everybody? This is Kirk.
And interestingly, this is indicative of a The Last of Us 2 is in love with its moments like I'm in love with my baby Sophia. It appreciates the small things, also like my baby Sophia. But you run the risk of losing yourself too much, losing sight of the bigger picture, which leads me to my second larger problem with the campaign. Okay, most stories have a micro and a macro level. Micro is the little stuff, the relationships between the characters. They're usually what keeps you invested, and it's also a vehicle to drive the macro story forward, which is the zoomed out state of the world that's in change. Most good stories have these two sides. The Last Airbender, for example, is the best anime. You got a group of teenagers who are all going through their personal struggles, micro story, and then the macro story, the taking over the world. Both things are equally important and they're intertwined. The Last of Us 2 nailed the micro but utterly failed the macro. It's so obsessed with its admittedly interesting characters that it forgot to move this fascinating world forward in any meaningful way. The first one had the idea of a cure and the father-daughter relationship, yeah? I'm not king shaming. The second one is more about an inner struggle. Now that's cool, but I would have liked to see more. And now the actual story itself, don't worry, I won't spoil anything here, but I've had this thought before when playing video games, like when we kill all these thousands of generic NPCs, don't they have children or parents or siblings that would be really pissed? I know, it's just a stupid shower thought, but The Last of Us 2 is essentially about that very idea. It's about the endless spiral of violence that you cause when you act out. Stop! It's about the value of compassion, constantly pushing the player to understand how people are shaped by their circumstances. The constant subverting of who the good guys are and who the bad guys are is very predictable, but also powerful. Now, I want to add something else on top. I just have to do it for Gonjans. Gamers used to be, in my eyes at least, at the forefront of fighting for what art is allowed to portray. And now there's a very vocal and obnoxious group of charmut that are gatekeeping like crazy. Did someone take a shit in your feijoada? For das. Why do you not afford video games the same freedoms as you afford movies, books, music? Art is externalizing what's internal. And if someone wants to tell a story that has meaning to them, good for them. Maybe the game should have looked like an anime and then all people would be like, kawaii! Neil Druckmann said the game isn't fun, it's engaging. Don't be so full of yourself. The Last of Us 2 is a game, and it's a shit ton of fun. You got a 25-hour long campaign, new game plus, tons of difficulty customization, visual customization, gameplay modifiers, unlockables. So much love and care went into this game. You should be proud. Before we get to my final rating, let's see what the Rantoni community would give the game. Rapido!
7 out of 10. The ending sucks.
Salami!
10 out of 10. Beautiful game.
Davut!
6 out of 10. It was okay.
Pablo!
6 out of 10.
Ass! Samir!
8 out of 10. Depressing.
Limoni!
10 out of 7. Gay.
Woody!
7 out of 10. Got blue balled.
My final rating for The Last of Us 2 is a excellent 9 out of 10. What's up, guys? Reddit meme time. Let's go! Mongoloid, Alter. Rantoni Gangbangoroni. Wait, what's his name? Johnny Sins. I mean, this? Ah yes, we reached 1 million subscribers. Thank you for all the amazing fan art that you have done for 1 million subs. 1 million Fantoni Megalodoni. Magladon. You misspelled it! This one is awesome. Bro, what? Mudahar, Andy, Caesar. Look at Caesar. Tak Fuji and Todd Howard mixed with Solid Snake. That's a really nice one. Thanks, bro. The stance is not good in your drawing, but I love to just give back. I love to just, in this segment, I love to just appreciate the fan art. So I still featured it, even though you suck. when you try weed for the first. This one is amazing. At first sight, it's just like, oh wow, it's Ranton, who gives a fuck? But then when you zoom in, baba booey. It's Ranton made out of Ranton. One of my most cursed face distortions. I look like what do I look like? I look like I have not much longer to live. When you walk by a window at the perfect time. That's from an Instagram picture. That's 2 Instagram pictures, bro. I see how it is. Oh my God. That's a Sophia face reveal. Damn, that's amazing. Joyful Russian noises. Awesome. Special thanks to all the Batamelonis. This is only possible because of you. I appreciate it. Lukas Atzmüller, Spooky Blue, Mayuko, Rick Castle, Think Not Creative, Ahmad Al-Bak, Oflak, Daddy, It's Abyss, Lazaramai, Tafshera, Maniakon, Jimmy Box, and the Push Shot to Rob, Grishka Lobora Skolnikov. Is that right? Ahmad Abudia. The Money Badger. Assalamu alaikum, Habibi. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you guys next time. Antoni out.